afternoon.
Teacher.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Good. Yay.
Today is May 6th, 2021. It's Thursday. So let's just wait for a few minutes, then we can start with our lesson. Okay, are you ready?
เปิดกล้องแล้วอ่ะนี่
Okay, so let's start. Our lesson for today, our lesson for today is about the web of life. So in this topic, we will have organisms, populations, and community. Next, we have living things, food chain, and food web. Okay, so we will study four under this topic, the web of life. Let's start first with organisms, population, and community. Okay, organisms is a single individual. Single means only one. Okay, single means only one. Population. Population is a group of individuals of the same species that lives together in the same area at the same time. So when we say population, it is a group. Organism, one. Population is group of single species. Individuals in a population competes with each other. So they compete with food, shelter, and water. Okay. Community consists of all the populations of different species that live and interact in an area. Population is a group of the same species. For community, it's a group of population. So different animals that lives together. Different population in a community depends on each other for food, shelter, and many other things. What animals can you see here in the picture? Kiki, what animal can you see here?
elephant
Elephant. What else? Hill. What animal can you see?
Zebra.
Zebra. What else? Any guess? So we have giraffe, and I think this is an elk. Now let's continue. In living things. So what is a living thing? Do you know what is a living thing? Or what are the characteristics of a living things? Example, living things can move. Living things have life. Living things needs food. Okay? All living things needs energy. Organisms can be divided into three groups based on how they obtain energy. We have the producers, consumers, and decomposers. So three groups of organisms. The first one is producers. Okay, producers, producers. Organisms that use sunlight directly to make food. Now, can anyone guess what organism use the sunlight to make food? Yes, Brude.
Plants.
Very good. Example of these producers are plants. Next, let's go with consumers. Consumers are organisms that eat producers or other organisms. What are these? Example of organisms that belongs to consumers. Consumers means these are the organism that eats or eat producers or other animals or organisms, human being. So we eat plants or animals. Okay. And the last group of organism is the decomposer. Organisms that get energy by breaking down dead or decaying organisms. So let's go on one by one about those three groups. Producers, they use photosynthesis by means of using the sun. Okay. Mostly plants, but also algae and some bacteria. So here are example of plants and algae or bacteria. We have
Grass.
grass are example of plants. Okay, name some plants.
Oh, true.
Yeah, example, mango tree. Mango tree uses the sunlight to make their own food. Okay.
Oh, no.
Next, let's go with consumers. So consumers cannot use sun's energy directly. Like us, we cannot use the sun to get energy. We have to eat other organisms. Other animals eat producers to get energy. Some of the other animals, they eat also other animals to get energy. So we have three types of
Monkey.
consumers. First we have herbivores. Herbivores eat plants. Can you name some animals that eats plants? Can you name an animal that eats plants? Okay, Kiki, can you name some animal that eat plants?
Cow.
Cow, yes.
Buffalo.
Buffaloes. Okay, what else? Anyone else can answer? What other animals eat plants?
Monkey.
Monkeys. Okay, monkeys eat plants. Yes. Okay. Panda. Okay, what animal is this? It's panda. Panda eats bamboos, right? Ah. Next we have again carnivores. Carnivores eat animals or meat. Now, can you name some animal that eats meat or other animals?
Monitor.
Monitor lizard. Okay. What else? What other animals?
Sorry, my bad.
Again? What other animals? Crocodile.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? How about can you name some animal that eat other animals or meat? Shark. Okay.
Bro, answer.
Okay. Another example is lion. Lions or tigers. They eat meat. Okay. Now let's go to the next type of consumers. So we have the omnivores. They eat both plants and animals. Example.
Humans.
Very good. Very good example. Humans. What else?
Human.
Yes, humans. What else? Do you have any other example? Here's one example. Birds.
Bird.
Birds, sometimes they eat insects or worms. Sometimes they eat seeds. Okay? This is a good example of omnivores, birds. And the last is
Sometimes they eat
scavengers.
words.
Scavengers.
Scavengers feeds on bodies of dead animals. Can you name one? Crow. Another one is vulture. Okay. These birds eat flesh from bodies of dead
Sure, yeah.
animals. Yes.
I forgot
Vulture.
about it.
Okay. It's okay. Okay. This one. What is this? What animal is this?
Gorilla.
Very good. Gorilla. Is gorilla herbivore, carnivore, or omnivore?
Huh.
In which group do they belong? Omnivore, herbivores, or carnivores? Letter A. These are the choices. A. Herbivores. B. Carnivores. C. Omnivores. So it's a herbivores. Again, another explanation for herbivores. These are animals that eat only plants. They are also called plant eaters. Okay? These animals are animals that eat only plants, and they are also called plant eaters. Next, what animal is this? Can somebody? Cheetah. Okay, very good. This is a cheetah. Is it omnivore, carnivores, or herbivores? In which group does cheetah belongs to?
Carnivore.
Carnivores. Very good. Carnivores. So another explanation for carnivores is they are animals that eat only other animals. They are also called meat eaters. Okay. Next, what animal is this? What animal is this? Turtle. What do?
Turtle.
Okay. These are omnivores. So omnivores. These are animals that eat both plants and other animals. They are also called plant and animal eater. Now let's go with
Oh.
decomposers. So decomposers extract the last bit of energy from dead organisms and produce simpler materials. They are also called nature's recyclers. Example of this are bacteria and fungi. Okay, bacteria and fungi. Okay, let's go to the third topic or subtopic, which is the food chain. It represents how the energy in a food molecules flows from the one organism to the next organism. Okay, again, represents how the energy in the food molecules flows from one organism to the next organism. So this is an example of food chain. Let's start with the producer, which is example of this is grass. So the producers or grass get their energy from the sun. Then primary consumer. When we say consumer, they eat producers, right? Okay. Example is grasshopper. So this grasshopper eat plants, which are the producers. And we also have secondary consumer. This frog eats the grasshopper to get energy. And We also have third or tertiary consumer, which is the snake. The snake eats the frog. The frog eats the grasshopper. And the grasshopper eats the grass. Next, final consumer. So this example is owl. It is an owl. So the owl eats the snake. The snake eats the frog. The frog eats the grasshopper, which the grasshopper eats the grass. And after the final consumer, we have the decomposers. Okay?
Imposter.
And it's like a cycle. Okay? Food chain. Number 4, which is the last one. Food web. So in food web, it shows how different types of organisms living in the same surroundings depend on one another for food. Okay? Example. Okay, here is a big example of a food web. Under or below, we have the plants, which are the producers. And above them are the consumers. Okay? So, rabbit can eat grass, but the rabbit can be eaten by different animals. One is fox and one is hawk or owls. The next one is a squirrel. The squirrel eat producers, plants or fruits from plants. And then it can be eaten by different animals. Same as with the mice or mouse. It can be eaten by the fox, hawks, and owls or snakes. Next, we have the seed-eating birds. So these birds eat seeds from the plants or producers and can be eaten by fox, hawks and owls, or snakes. And the next one is a herbivore insect, an insect which eats plants. So this herbivore insect can be eaten by another insect or animals which are herbivores. Example is a spider or a predaceous insect which eat herbivorous insects. So these insects can be eaten by frogs, toads, or birds. And these birds can be eaten by different other animals. Okay, so food web means an animal can be eaten, and a specific animal can be eaten by different other animals. Okay, do you have any questions? Do you have any question? Okay, I prepare a Web of Life song. You can listen. Okay.
Oh boy. Oh.
Can you hear?
ทำไปแล้ว
Can you hear?
นั่นคือ
We are a part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. Oh, we're just one strand, but we'll give it a hand. We're part of the web of life. The trees are apart, the ferns are apart, the moss and the flowers and the bushes are apart. All the growing in the green, if you know what I mean. They're part of the web of life. The whales are apart, The sharks are apart, the jellyfish and coral and the clams are apart. Oh, what will that be without the creatures of the sea? They're part of the web of life. Oh, we are a part of the web of life. Oh, we are a part of the web of life. Oh, we're just one strand, but we'll give it a hand. We're part of the web of life. The owls are apart, the robins are apart, sparrows and the eagles and the seagulls are apart. All the birds in the sky and other piece of the pie, they're part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. Oh, we're just one strand, but we'll give it a hand.
Can you see
We're
the
part
video?
of the web of life. The bears are apart, the mice are apart, the
Can you see
skunk
the
and the
video?
wolf and the moose are
Video is
apart.
not
All the
working.
creatures of the land, they
No,
they're part of the web of life.
yes.
We are a part of the web of
Yes?
life. We are a
Only the
part of the web of life. Oh, we're just one strand, but we'll give it a hand. We're part of the web of life.
Can you see the
The
video?
bees are apart and the fleas are apart. Mosquitoes and the spiders and the ticks are apart. They can stink, they can bite, but they all have a right, 'cause they're part of the web of life.
Again, can you see the video?
I can't. No. Nope.
No? It's okay. Okay. I just show you a part of it. You didn't see the video.
Yes.
Okay, let me see.
Can hear them.
Let me try again. I'll play for you for maybe 2 minutes. Okay? Okay, one more time.
Yeah.
We are a part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. Oh, we're just one strand, but we'll give it a hand. We're part of the web of life. The trees are apart, the ferns are apart, the moss and the flowers and the bushes are apart. All the growing in the green, if you know what I mean. They're part of the web of life. The whales are apart, the sharks are apart, the jellyfish and coral and the clams are apart. Oh, what will that be without the creatures of the sea? They're part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. Oh, we're just one friend, but we'll give it a hand. We're part of the web of life. The owls are apart, the robins are apart, sparrows and the eagles and the seagulls are apart. All the birds in the sky and other piece of the pie, they're part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. Oh, we're just one strand, but we'll give it a hand. We're part of the web of life. The bears are apart, the mice are apart, the skunk and the wolf and the moose are apart. All the creatures of the land, they know where they stand. They're part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. Oh, we're just one strand, but we'll give it a hand. We're part of the web of life. The bees are apart and the fleas are apart. Mosquitoes and the spiders and the ticks are apart. They can stink, they can bite, but they all have a right, 'cause they're part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. We are a part of the web of life. Oh, we're just one strand, but we'll give it a hand. We're part of the web of life. The snakes are apart and the frogs are apart. The turtle and the gator and the lizard are apart. Oh, they creep and they crawl, another part of it all. Part of the web of life.
So that ends our lesson. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so that's all for today. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.